In the beginning of coronavirus, we can remember all of the shortages when it came down to certain items, your hand sanitizers, your toilet paper, your disinfectants. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there are still some items that are very hard to come by, even to this very day. This came out in the Wall Street Journal, August 15th, 2020. Why are some groceries still so hard to find during COVID? At the beginning of the pandemic, it was nearly impossible to find toilet paper, cleaning supplies, and canned soup. 5 months later, supplies of those goods are recovering, according to data from market research from IRI, but shelves remain generally emptier than they did before the pandemic. And it could get worse before it gets better. As COVID 19 cases continue to rise in certain states, grocers, um, they're trying to prepare the best that they can. So they are reporting an increase in staple purchases that could lead to scarcity. The even stronger demand for items such as baking ingredients and paper towels has made it tough for manufacturers to produce the items fast enough to keep shelves full. In stock, conditions at retailers are making better than 2 months ago, but not everywhere. So it really depends on where you are, where you may see an improvement or you don't. Still spare manufacturers of food, beverages, paper products, and cleaning supplies ramped up production in the spring to help grocers get back in shape. During the peak shopping spree at the end of March, stores ran out of 13% of their items on average. Now, roughly 10% of the items remain out of stock, compared with a normal range of 5 to 7% before the pandemic. That might not seem significant, but leaving shelves 90% full for half a year would cost the supermarket more than $10 billion dollars in lost revenue, according to research from trade associations. For grocery shoppers, it means that someone with 20 items on their list could be out of luck on at least two of them. Shoppers surveyed have shown that if people can't find what they are looking for, they will try a different store, and retailers risk losing that customer for good. Wow. Manufacturers and retailers are focused on making delivery and stocking their top selling items. That can lead to out of stocks of niche and seasonal items such as barbecue tools. Other aisles have less stock because the sector simply can't make enough. For instance, flour mills. Flour mills? Really? Wow, okay. Are behind on deliveries despite boosting production by more than 40%. Wow. As increases in COVID 19 cases cause states to pull back their reopening plans, grocery makers and retailers say demand is ticking up and they have little extra stock to spare. As soon as you saw that big states were having an issue, we absolutely saw an increase in orders immediately. BG Foods Inc. Chief Executive Ken Roman, I guess that's Romanzi. Okay. B and G Foods. Um, okay, so they make the Green Giant line of food that's out there. The canned and frozen vegetables. That's what B and G makes. It said it blew through its inventory in spring and is making as much as possible, but hasn't been able to stock up on extras to prepare for another wave of shutdowns. Other manufacturers such as Kimberly Clark Corp, Campbell Soup Company, and General Mills Inc. have also said they haven't been able to rebuild inventory because of the strong demand. Sticker shock. Prices for food and household goods also surged during the hardest hit months of the pandemic because manufacturers and retailers dramatically cut back on discounts. Instead of 2-for-1 deals to encourage people to buy more, they implement purchase limits on hot items such as pasta and toilet paper. Retailers say promotions have picked up again this summer, helping average price increases slow from May, according to IRI data. Overall, store prices remain about 5% higher on average than a year ago, IRI says. Typically, inflation would result in roughly a 2% increase. Yeah, I noticed the higher prices myself on quite a few items. A few categories of offering more discounts than usual. Grooming supply companies, for instance, are trying to boost sales because people have stopped prioritizing their appearance regularly as they aren't going to work or many social events. Sports and energy drinks have upped their deals during the peak of the pandemic when gyms were closed and people weren't going to convenience stores as much. Down at the factory, the total US manufacturing slowed during the pandemic as non essential businesses were shut down. Factories making food and other items for grocery stores increased their capacity by anywhere from 10 to 40%. However, those producing large quantities for restaurants, schools, and hotels reduced their output if they couldn't switch to making retail size products. In the end, factories making food, paper products, and cleaning supplies reported significantly less disruption because of the pandemic than industries such as autos and appliances. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, as places shut down, they're saying we can have another surge in certain items around the country, which will be hard to find online and in retail stores, just like the first time. So we shall see what happens. We're getting closer and closer to fall, and we'll see how much things will change between now and then. But you know what? If you're able to get these items, like they were saying, the paper towels are now heavily in demand. And of course, baking ingredients, that's another one that's heavily in demand. So if you know you need those items, you might want to rack up on them now before it's too late. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.